Server-to-server is one of the most important trends for publishers this year from a monetization perspective. There's no question that 2016 was the year of header bidding. Publishers are seeing header bidding represent a much bigger proportion of their revenues in a fast-growing stream. And as they look to implement it in ways that allow them to ensure that user experience remains strong and to ensure that they are capturing as much revenue as possible, they're looking to new and innovative ways to be able to do that. And server-to-server header bidding and the relationships that we are announcing in the marketplace with other ad tech companies are going to ensure that publishers capture the most revenue possible with the best possible user experience, and also in the most transparent way possible. And I think it represents a really exciting development for publishers in the industry.
So could you explain a little bit about the benefit of server-to-server to publishers?
Sure, lower latency, better integration with the ad server in case where publishers are using the AppNexus ad server, which increasingly more and more are. I think it's clear that it's going to offer a much more friendly experience for consumers as well. And I think publishers are not all obviously moving over to this standard. Many of them maintain a standard client-side header bidding integration. But I think that publishers need an array of options to be able to monetize effectively. You know, this whole field in so many ways has arisen because publishers haven't had good options for monetizing their inventory. For 10 plus years, they've been really stuck behind this Google monopoly. And their publishers are voting with their feet right now. They're looking for ways to increase monetization and to do so in a way where they're taking more control and they have more transparency. And that's exactly why AppNexus is seeing success in the marketplace right now. You know from being at the IAB annual meeting in Florida last week that we were the principal sponsor of the entire event. And that was the first time in the history of our company that we've done that. It was also probably the first time in a decade or so that Google hasn't been the principal sponsor. And I think in many ways it was a very symbolic changing of the guard in the publisher ad tech space. AppNexus announced last week that we signed over 260 deals in the publisher space. And it's because publishers are looking for alternatives. They're looking for control and transparency and more powerful monetization than they have been able to access to date in the marketplace. We're stepping forward with a variety of solutions for them across mobile, video, display, native, across programmatic and direct sold and holistic yield management. These are really powerful tools that are helping publishers to build self-sustaining, strong monetization practices at a time when they really need it.
Give us your view of sort of where the ecosystem is around programmatic, around automated buying and selling, and perhaps shifts or the need for shifts between you and these other big players.
Yeah, well, one of the most pronounced trends in 2015, 2016 was that two companies really, Google and Facebook, were taking more dollars out of the advertising ecosystem than anyone else, and in fact leaving very little growth for any other publishers or media companies. And what we're seeing in response to that is that publishers, media companies are seeking independent solutions that are going to allow them to capitalize on the growing online advertising pie and not creating wholesale dependencies on two companies. And that creates a real need in the marketplace. I mean, this isn't just academic. When we talk about publishers and media companies, we're talking about news media. We're talking about content creators who are more important than ever in today's world. And it's more important than ever that they are really able to access world-class monetization for themselves. And that's where AppNexus comes in. As an independent, neutral, technology-focused party, we can partner deeply with these companies and help them to develop really world-class monetization practices that, that don't compete in any way with their business. We don't operate an ad network. We're not a media business in ourselves. And so I think that's why we're seeing such fantastic success in the market. Again, signing hundreds of publisher deals last year, becoming the critical technology partner to many of the biggest publishers and media companies across the entire world. And really setting us up to, we think, create ultimately a better and more diverse internet ecosystem.
Some people say that the move to Google and Facebook is sort of a flight to safety, or I don't know if you buy that, but that there's a perception, not about AppNexus, but of the ad tech ecosystem, that there's some bad players, or there's some things that are not necessarily fully viewed or tabulated, and that as a result, Google and Facebook, who've been well established, have sort of seen their their business grow as a result of that. I don't know if you see that, or is that a perception?
Google and Facebook sit on a very valuable data set that they've made it very easy to activate inside the agency community, and that's why they're responsible. That is what's responsible for their success. They don't have an empowerment philosophy as it relates to brands and publishers. They're not trying to help those companies build stronger, independent, self-sustaining businesses. And that's what differentiates a company like AppNexus. All we do all day long, all of 100% of our employees are involved in building and getting out into the hands of publishers and brands technology that can help them build stronger businesses, that can help them unlock the business of their own data and their own assets. And ultimately, I think that is what creates a much more equitable distribution of all the rewards of the incredible growth in digital that we've seen.